I will say it again, if unfortunately next year, Hurricane Daryl or Hurricane Dana comes, and I find myself in the same position,
So here's what we know. The Auditor General of Jamaica, Pamela Monroe Ellis, raised concerns about the procurement process used in the purchase of Starlink units. The issue? The process reportedly did not fully comply with the Public Procurement Act. Now, emergency procurement does exist in Jamaica. There is a legal framework for it. But here is the key issue. The minister is not the designated procurement officer. There is a structured chain of authority. There is a procedure that must be followed, even in emergencies. Veteran journalist Dionne Jackson Miller. Dionne made a very important point. She said that after everything the Auditor General outlined, Minister Daryl Vaz should actually apologize to the Auditor General for saying publicly that he would do it again. And that is where this becomes bigger than Starlink.
Energy and Telecoms Minister Daryl Vaz has responded to the Auditor General's report with the findings that he breached procurement rules, and his reaction is he would do it again.
Take note of the public commentary since the release of the AG's report on the Starlink procurement and my subsequent press release. While I believe the issue has boiled down to the fact that I directed the procurement of Starlink devices rather than the head of the agency, I wish to make the following clear. This was not by chance on the following basis. I was clear on the advice of the Attorney General's chambers. The Director General was newly appointed to the position in an overwhelming situation of a major national disaster just days ahead. ODPEM was in the midst of coordinating overall response to all the relief efforts taking place in Jamaica. This matter was time sensitive and of an urgent nature, of an alternative measure of connectivity and communication based on disruption, which was severely hampering the relief efforts, including search and rescue, evacuation, food and medical assistance. Using my discretion and exercising my judgment as Minister of Telecommunications as well as co-chair of the Cabinet Subcommittee in charge of relief and recovery in the aftermath of a Category 5 hurricane disaster, allowed me to easier access the scarce supply of Starlink devices, negotiate the best prices, as reports of price gouging had already emerged to get access to Starlink devices ahead of the paperwork processing for direct procurement. Therefore, getting the devices deployed into the field to improve the government's efficiency response to the recovery efforts, allow the affected persons to communicate with family and loved ones, allow the access of cash from ATMs in the severely affected areas, allow for first responders to coordinate response in the affected areas, to include elected representatives, councillors, MPs, police and military personnel, police stations, JDF field operations, just to name a few. And to say, despite all of the commentary, there was no implication of corruption in this matter. I wish to make it abundantly clear my respect for the Auditor General's department and the Auditor General and the work it is mandated to do. but I maintain this is a national disaster. Extreme times require practical and prudent actions. And as a senior legislator and minister of government, I am always reminded that I'm under duty to uphold the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, for which I fully respect.
So that response doesn't really answer the questions and concerns that the Auditor General had raised. Anyway, he was asked again.
To Minister Vaz, your initial response to the Auditor General's report on Starlink was one of complete rejection. This morning, you seem to be almost going back on what you're saying with a clarification. Are you now accepting the fact that you did in fact breach the procurement guidelines?
Thank you very much. My press release stated my position. What I'm commenting on now is the commentary that has taken place subsequent to that, and the fact that it has boiled down to the question as to whether or not, as minister leading the procurement, that was a breach or not. My position is very simple. I'm justifying my position while basically paying respect to the AG's department and her for her job that she does, because I do not wish to become in a controversial position with any agency of government. My position remains that I justified today why I did it, because I believe it's important to clear the noise so that people hear from me directly as to the position that I have taken. It's a very simple position. I didn't have to comment, but that's not my nature.
So just to follow up, is that yes, you accept that you breached the procurement guidelines?
I accept fully what was said by the AG in relation to me getting involved in the procurement. However, what I'm saying is that in a national emergency, I did what I needed to do as Minister of Telecommunications and Minister and co-chair of the Advisory Committee for Relief and Recovery for Hurricane Melissa. I will say it again. If unfortunately next year Hurricane Daryl or Hurricane Dana comes and I find myself in the same position, yes, I will have to get written up again. Extreme times require extreme actions. People suffering, people to be evacuated, search and rescue, can't wait on a procurement process that takes weeks, especially when you have an agency advice that you can go to direct processing.
The Auditor General's office is an independent constitutional office. When a minister dismisses the findings and boldly declares he would repeat the action, what message does that send? Is that accountability, or is that political muscle flexing?
The Auditor General put out a good report raising legitimate concerns. What is happening is that those concerns are basically being dismissed, while the minister responsible is just saying, boy, I'm going to do it again. In the meantime, no other response from anybody in government on this. The minister says there's no indication of corruption, and we've heard this from other ministers when these reports come out. That's not the only issue. A big issue is the issue of efficiency as well, how government is supposed to work and how things are supposed to be done. The fact that there is no evidence of theft or corruption doesn't mean that there isn't a problem. These firewalls are put in place to keep the politicians out of certain areas of operation, and there is good reason for that. We all know that, right? Doesn't matter what was in Mr. Vaz's mind or what his good intentions were. The system is set up that way for a purpose, because we've seen what happens in the past when politicians get involved in these things. So bypassing procedure is an issue, and efficiency is always an issue, because there has been no response so far to those concerns that have been raised by the Auditor General. The minister is making it look like, say, boy, things needed to be done, so he got involved and things were done. Okay.
Jamaica needs journalists who read the report, not just the headline. If I understand correctly, the Honorable Minister is not the head of procurement. There are designated officers for that. So why the rush to take over a process that has a legal structure?
Well, tell us then, how is it that the Starlink devices have been locked away in storerooms while thousands of Jamaicans have been without internet for months? That sound efficient? explained to us how Starlink devices were sitting there because there were no adapters to make them work so they could be plugged in. That sound efficient? Not to mention the very serious concerns about how ODPEM has been operating. As I said, that needed its own video. Whenever questions were raised about how the hurricane relief program was going, we got a whole bag of chat about how everything is being accounted for, everything is being done by the book, and clearly that isn't so. The Auditor General has shown that very, very clearly, and has also shown that we have not got value for money in terms of things being bought, being used for its intended purpose. Or the Starlink device, them wouldn't they sit down in a storeroom when how much Jamaican there without internet? And as I said, anytime you ask a question, you got a bag of chat saying, yeah man, everything is fine. And all we're now getting is, well, I would do it again. It was justified. I stand by what I did. And the minister is dismissing questions that are being raised, legitimate questions, legitimate concerns, as noise. And by the way, Minister, you owe the Auditor General an apology.
And here's another serious point raised. Was the equipment properly suited for Jamaica's intended use? Because urgency should not equal recklessness. Leadership requires discipline. Emergency does not cancel procedure, and pride in bypassing safeguards is not strength. It is dangerous precedent. Now let's address tone. When a public official says, I would do it again, after the Auditor General flags irregularities, that can come off as dismissive. Some people even say it sounds like bullying the oversight body. Strong leadership does not silence scrutiny. Strong leadership respects oversight, and oversight is not the enemy of government. It protects taxpayers. Jamaicans must ask, are procurement laws optional? Does urgency override structure? Or are we setting a standard where political power replaces process? Because once that door opens, it does not close easily. This is not about party. This is about governance. This is about respect for institutions. And this is about ensuring that no minister, no matter how powerful, stands above process. Jamaica deserves transparency. Jamaica deserves accountability. And Jamaica deserves leaders who can admit when lines were crossed. This is Michy Dex commentary. If you believe in accountability over arrogance, order over chaos, and respect over intimidation, like, share, subscribe, walk good Jamaica.